Hello, all my Cancerians, all my zodiac signs of Cancer. Welcome to your freedom reading, where this reading is we're going to be asking the Creator, what can I look at to give myself more freedom? What's blocking me from having more freedom? What's keeping me in the chaotic storm instead of in the eye where it's safe and peaceful and where I feel more freedom? What's keeping me on this merry-go-round that's making me dizzy and I feel like I'm, stuck in a cycle. So we're going to look into that. And we're going to start off by pulling a card here from the archetype cards by Carolyn Miss. I'm just going to see what information the Creator would like all of those Cancers to know on how they can obtain more freedom. All right, Creator, what do you want Cancers to know about clearing more freedom? Okay, that one is already jumping out, so we are going to take that one. You got the Poet. And it has both a light attribute and a shadow attribute. The shadow attribute is, of course, what is focusing or what's shadowing our freedom, what's making us feel suppressed. And that is, turning a lyric gift to negative or destructive effect. You can see what they're speaking, and so I really feel this is negative self-talk. So all those things that turning a happy upbeat song into one of those devastating love songs. And then the light attribute, which is what you can transform into, is expressing your soul insights in symbolic language. So yeah, I really feel what's jumping out for me here is that this is all about the negative self-talk. And I really feel it's what you've been taught growing up, and it's perhaps you had a large influence, whether it was a sibling, a parent, a teacher, someone that had a big impact on your life that always had the ability to turn any situation into something dark, right? They were able to always search and find something negative about a situation instead of choosing to, do the opposite, which is, kind of the Pollyanna ability to find the silver lining in anything, to, turn any frown upside down. So this influence that they had is because they were always that way. And it could have been a bipolar situation too, where, this is where they went to a lot of the time. Could have been, someone that had, severe depression and that in your life, where you learned that trying to speak up and be positive about something, they, of course, because you were, I really feel this is more childhood, early teenage years, that no matter what you did to try to bring light, they were all throwing a big, water on it. You come home excited about something, they're like, well, yeah, but what if you did that and and you could have done this and you could have done that? It just brought you to this point of where you became this dark poet about your life. The stories that you were writing about yourself and playing in yourself became that mentality just eventually wore you down to where you were either numb or you chose to, it was safer just to join them because you weren't going to beat them type of situation. So we'll get more information on this too. We're going to pull a card here from the Oracles of the Seven Energies. And this is by Colette Baron Reed. Sweet, sweet lady. We're just going to see what else, Creator, would you like our Cancers to know about this situation or about their freedoms? Yep, that one jumped out right away here. Let it go. I know, don't start singing that from Frozen, because I know that's probably brings darkness to a lot of people these days, especially if you're a parent and you have heard it a billion times. But I love this, especially these hummingbirds just really represent, being able, something so small is able to accomplish so much, and to attach to your, the magic of your heart as well. But let me read from the book here, and we will get what energies this has. And it's interesting because 24 and 4, 2 plus 4 is 6, and 6 is the number of the parent, of the, mother, father, but the parent type of energy too. So the energies of this card are about forgiveness, healing resentments, shedding the role of the eternal martyr, letting go of victimhood, cutting the ties that bind you to a destructive story, like we talk about the poet, right? The stories that we're writing, releasing pain so you can move into the lesson it offers, relinquishing the need to be right. So this talks about there are times in life when you must forgive, lest you become a hostage to your anger, your frustration, your disappointments, and your resentments. This is not about condoning bad behavior or minimizing a hurt done to you. Forgiveness is simply a commitment to stop telling an old story so you don't carry its burden anymore. If you don't forgive, old hurts fester and become distorted, causing you pain over and over again. You become trapped in a prison of your own making, tied to the story you were a victim. It's time to cut the invisible cords attaching you to the situation and preventing you from moving forward. The truth is, you are victimizing yourself every time you recreate the unresolved hurt in your mind or speak of it with friends. Rather than allow this folly to repeat, surrender the situation to your higher power. Now is the time for radical forgiveness. Say no to drama in all its forms and forgive yourself and others for engaging in it. Consider the ancient Hawaiian practice known as Ho'aponopono. I probably mispronounced that, but this simple prayer is a beautiful way to begin the process of forgiveness. It says, I'm sorry. Forgive me. Thank you. I love you. It's based on the idea that we are all responsible for the reality we see in the world. If something is awry, whether it's our perception or our emotional reactions, our judgment, and so forth, it's up to you to clean it up for yourself. Forgiveness is the key to a liberated and meaningful life. No matter what method you choose, just do it. So there we go. We're asking the Creator how we can have more freedom. And freedom, of course, is liberation, right? So forgiveness is the key to a liberated and meaningful life. So, definitely. And I love that Hawaiian prayer. It's so life-changing, just to go, you know what? I'm going to ask forgiveness for my part and everything. You release it, you let it go, like it says, let it go of the stories that you've been telling yourself. And I love that, the poet. So you let go of those poems that you've written about your life, the hakus of your life that you were writing, any of the stories the old stories that you were telling yourself. Now you can have new stories. We're also going to pull a card here from the Path of the Soul Destiny cards. We'll get additional messages here. Or validation and confirmation of the current message, which this is just so working just so well together, Forgiving yourself for all that negative self-talk. And it was what you wanted to experience, right? And it's okay. Forgiving the other person for, being in that environment and for teaching you, that way to approach life. The wonderful thing is, as you let that go, all that energy you've been using to reinforce and maintain those stories is totally redirected. Like a river, it redirects it to a new way, and you have new energy going into new places in your life. I'm creating. So for Cancers, what else would you like them to know about their freedom? Okay. Yep, you got Master number 22. This is a beautiful card here. In fact, this just came up in a reading I did for Geminis. So if you do have a Gemini in your life, or you have more Gemini in your chart, then you might want to go check that reading out too. So this is called the Cosmos of the Heart, and it says you're now being called to embark on a new path in your journey. It's an inner path, the path of the heart. It is here where you are discovering your greatest strength of all, the deep connection to your higher self and inner guidance. Others may be surprised by your choices. They may even react strongly to them, right, like as before. But do not allow this to stop you. Send those individuals loving energy and continue on letting your heart direct the way. Take note of the synchronistic events occurring around you as life unfolds in its own divine way. So I love that. It was one of the biggest things, when we look at all the stories we tell ourselves about the past, a big message of this card for me is, because 22, that master number, it's about realizing that there's this human part of us and this higher spiritual part of us, this cosmic heart, our higher self, our spiritual, we are powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit beings made of unconditional love, having this human experience. And we veil that knowledge of us for a while so that we can experience the shadow, because without light, there is no shadow. So we are beings of light, and it casts a shadow in this realm, and we get to experience all those opposites to understand more fully who we really are. Right, and we're going to pull some cards here from the Light Seers deck. And we'll see what else the Creator would like you to know. All right, Creator, what else do you want our Cancers to know about their freedom, please? Okay, fill that in. Okay, any others? Okay, and last pass. Okay, that is going to be it. So you have 4 cards here. Yep, got the Knight of Pentacles. And so the other knights in the deck, there's 3 other knights, are all about action, 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 and movement, movement, movement. Where the Knight of Pentacles is the only one where this is more of I always hear the do 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 do. It's a slow paced, looking around, seeing your environment, allowing things to unfold. Seeds were planted. Things are going to happen in divine timing, and it's trusting. It's like trusting the seasons, trusting there's a season to harvest, a season to till the ground, a season to plant the seeds, a seed for growth, back to a season to harvest, and that everything unfolds in perfect timing. And there's a message that comes with this too, of this card here, which this is reminding me of too, is that everything that happens in our life happens for us. We asked for experiences to happen in this lifetime before we came down. And so this transformation from victimhood that it talked about is, this one here about you move from thinking that life happens to you, from that high perspective of life happens for you. So as you look back at what these situations happen, when you're moving into that forgiveness, you can also ask yourself, why would I have wanted this to happen? What did I learn about myself and the world? What did it allow me to discover about myself and grow within myself? And, and a lot of stuff that we find out when you go through this transformation of forgiveness, when you get to the other side of it, you do see how it made you who you are today, a strong individual, able to help others, able to relate to other people's situations, and able to, not just survive through situations, but thrive through situations. And I got the Page of Cups. This is a new emotion, and I love that. It's like, for this card, it's like moving to the next level, right? This is you where you're at, and you're looking at going to a higher place. And so it's like, it goes down, and then if the card continued, there would be, you up here again at a new space, and you see this kind of burst from the heart in here, because this is a new type of love as well. The page can represent like childhood too, and with so much of this I feel happened in childhood is transforming that negative self-talk. The card in here mentioned about focusing on the things that were bad, and the darker side of our experiences, but focusing on the good times that happen too can help transform and bring that, this love, this heart, this cosmic heart back into the situations too. Especially when you look at situations of, if it was parents and adults and individuals that did things that harmed you, or that brought in this negativity in this negative environment, especially as you get older, you realize, what? They were just children raising children, or, we're all, as fast as time goes by, you don't realize that, I can't imagine having, like my parents had, a couple children before they were like 23. And I'm like, at 23, I was still trying to figure out life. How did they do it? And I'm like, you know what? You look back and you can look at generationally too, that they only knew what they got handed down from the previous generation, and they try to learn and grow. And, within 2 decades, they're teaching us, things that they are learning and growing too. But we do a lot of our awareness, later in life, from like 30 to 120 is where we really start to, the fog starts to lift and things start to quiet down. So, connecting to that awareness around this forgiveness can help as well. And then you've got the Eight of Pentacles, which is all about learning and growth. There's tools out there for you to learn about how to forgive. And I really, there's so many out there, I read a book, The Path to Love by Deepak Chopra, and that allowed me to see how I was searching for love outside of me instead of finding it within me. TheWork.com, which is the work from Byron Katie. She has a beautiful Judge Your Neighbor worksheet where it helps you understand your feelings and getting them on paper and out of your mind and on paper and transforming those. There's just so many beautiful, beautiful tools out there around forgiveness. So, definitely don't limit yourself. Follow your heart. Cancer, you're a water sign. You're used to swimming around in your emotions. You have a high intuition, so trust it. Ask, again, the cosmic heart talked about connecting to the higher realms too, and being a water sign. You have this natural ability to swim around in the unconscious and the, psychic world, or, the spiritual world, where you can get to a quiet place and listen, and you'll be able to hear, that at that frequency of unconditional love, peace, joy, and laughter. When you at that frequency, that is the frequency that the angelic realm, our loved ones on the other side, the Creator, that's the frequency that they communicate at. They always hear us no matter what, but for us to hear from them and to really fine tune that intuition, it's to not focus on the negative stuff, because that creates noise and static, where when we focus in on, again, unconditional love, peace, joy, and laughter, those things grow, and that brings clarity and fine tunes that radio station, or the, the communication station, to be able to hear. Okay. And then you got the Seven of Swords. Yeah, and some of these cards, same cards, like these two cards, and this one came out for the Gemini. So I would recommend to go listen to that reading as well, because there's so much synchronicity in this, because this is about, looking back. The individual has the feathers that they carry in their packet, so it's the experiences they had and the beliefs and the thoughts that were developed that they carry with them. And normally our thoughts and beliefs are making noise, and we hear them and they're here. But when something is this much in your face, I always say you can hear it going, ha, ha, ha. It's like, listen. So all this is happening. You've come across this reading. All this is at the surface, and you probably have been having circumstances and experiences that keep looping you and bringing you back to this. And it's like, why can't I shake that? And this is the process that the Creator is wanting to bring to help you with that. But it is all happening for a reason, and it's in your face for that purpose. So. All right, and then lastly, we're going to pull some cards here from the Chakra Love and see what final messages the Creator has for you. All right, Creator for Cancers. Okay. Oh, geez. What else do you have? Okay. That one too. All right. So I was laughing because forgiveness, and this is this is a freedom reading, and this card was talking about forgiveness, right? Forgiveness, you'll find freedom in forgiveness, and there's the heart chakra. So you can't really get any more clear than that. Is that and I love how this freedom card does talk about freedom isn't about acting as if nothing happened and allow people to repeat actions towards you. You can still create boundaries and not allow those things to happen. This is about letting your wrath go, about, transforming your energy from being against someone to being for yourself. And we talked about connection to Father Divine and Mother Earth make love in your heart. So the cosmic heart connecting to the heart. Heart chakra. Yep. And self-love, again, heart chakra. You can only love others as much as you love yourself. And that is an amazing awareness. I guess the filter or the hole of our ability to love others or receive love from others is equal to how much we love ourselves. So we can only allow ourselves to be loved to the extent we love ourselves, and we can only love others to the extent that we love ourselves. So it's a wonderful message here to, why deal with this? It's like, it's going to open up so much in your life, your ability to feel loved and your ability to love others. And heart chakra, cosmic heart. You just can't, you just can't make that up. And then you have the throat chakra, listening. If you want to be heard, learn to listen. And again, we talked about the connecting to the higher realm, and you being a Cancer, and being able to get to that place where not only do you talk to spirit, but as they like to say to me, if you want to hear from us, then you can just learn to shut up and listen. I'm like, oh yeah, that does help. If I'm always talking and like, well, do you want us to answer? Then shh. So I love this for you. What a wonderful healing reading, and definitely there's a beautiful place for this heart chakra work to be done. Look into the heart chakra. There's meditations out there. There's music. There's so many things that you can do to help transform and align and balance that all those heart emotions that you have inside. So just know, as you go through this journey, you're not alone, and you are always unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And hey, I love you too. We'll talk to you soon. You take care now.